Salutations! I thought this was going to be a really quick season without a whole lot to talk about. I didn't write a whole bunch down, but 3 months have come and passed, so let's get right into the latest Snacking4Rinoa. We'll start off with the stuff I got for Christmas, a couple of import eats. This well-packed Sakiika prepared squid. I loved this. It tastes sweet and it's like a jerky almost. I was always very curious about squid in a bag like this, like fried squid. Really, really good. Also, the Haw Flakes. You see, they look like these small. They look like really smaller, thin Necco wafers, but they start off like kind of crisp, but they're kind of soft. They're also kind of sweet and kind of sour at the same time. Like, not Warhead's kind of sour, but strong nonetheless. They're made from the Chinese hawthorn fruit. Thank you, Wikipedia. But yeah, these are interesting. They come in like these there's a couple discs, and they come in like these little sleeves like this. Pretty good, pretty good. I found a couple of pictures, but I think you can tell it's a slow month because they brought a lot of stuff back that I seen before when I did like image searches for these. They're like, oh, they did this before. I didn't know that. It's just under a different name. Like, this is one of them. The I think I got a bag that doesn't even look like that. I don't even remember if it was the Kickin' or not. It probably would have been worse if it was not the Kickin', the I can't remember it, but it's called Kickin' Buffalo Ranch. This one just says Buffalo Ranch here, or whatever picture I grabbed, or what I can find. Some really rare eats with heat, as I call them. Rare eat with heat. What that means is on special occasions you can get past the heat, build a resistance to it, and step off into Flavor Town. Unfortunately, a rare occurrence, as merely snacking, I came nowhere close to getting that reaction again. They've done this a lot better with their spicy sweet chili, the purple, and that's why I think that's why that stuck around as long as it did. You can still find that in stores. But speaking of rare eats with heat, this Pringles Loud did it way better. The spicy sweet chili, it exists in Pringles form, and it's called Salsa Fiesta. Like, Doritos, you have to build a resistance to it if you can. These Pringles took that heat, took it on and turned it into a solid, zesty goodness that I love. Like, it was, like, the chip takes away from a lot of the heatness, so you just get, like, Flavor Town. It's just like, oh, excellent. It works with a spicy queso, too, which is my personal favorite of the three, mostly in response to how quickly I emptied that friggin' can. The cheesy Italian I tried first, and I had to kind of grow into that, so I was like, oh, maybe these won't be good. And then I had the other two, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Wow, this is really good. Like, the other two, instant hits in comparison to that. So, I hope these stick around. I hope these come back. One of two Oreos. I've got nice idea, but they kind of shit execution. These chocolate strawberry Oreos. Like, you can kind of see there's, like, this little strawberry in the middle. Why not just do all strawberry in the middle? The cookies are already chocolate. I guess they already have a strawberry or something yet. I don't know. This made no sense to me. It was, like, one of those on-paper ideas that sounded good at the time. Like, just make a stronger strawberry or something like that. This could have been magical, but again, just eh. Here's another example of tried to find something but couldn't. There's supposed to be like these Cantina-style tortilla chips. Mine were like flavored. These hers authentic Cantina-style tortilla chips. And like mine was like a little orange. It was like flavored. It looked like the Nanchitas of old, which I missed the hell out of. I don't know if they stopped making them or they just don't ship them in any stores anymore. I looked on their website, and I think the only time they've had Nanchitas is in like a assortment bag, and they're like these really small ones that you used to be able to buy by themselves for a quarter or something like that back in the day. They don't make them in the big bags anymore. Like, I'm suffering withdrawal from them a little bit, so the hope was that these were them back in like it's like okay, you changed your name, you changed the recipe a little bit, or whatever, like a neater. The hope was that these become a neater replacement, but nothing can replace Nanchitas. Nothing can replace Brachitas. But with that out of the way, these are very lightly seasoned and still had the crunch of a Nachita. Good flavor for snacking or adding things to it. Like, I put this in a salad. I was like, oh, God. So, highly recommend these if you can find them. It's just not this picture. These, because I think these are just yellow, something like, no, they weren't yellow. They kind of were, but they were, like, flavored almost. They were, like, they weren't, like, super orange, like nacho flavor, you know. They were like very, very, very light, very fair, but still like good flavor and good crunch to it. Just Keebler tries its hand at the Cookie Crisp thing going with these chocolate cookie puffs. Good for snacking, but they fell apart like easily in milk for some reason. I don't know. It's like a washed over. It was like a sandcastle of it. It's just like I get to the end, it's like half of it was like all powdery and stuff. I'm like, so that's like the sand cereal I called it because it didn't hold up well in milk. It just any type of moisture just. TGI Fridays. I almost said TGIF Fridays. That's like, what's the extra F for? That was a typo. They had these amazing onion ring snack foods, so I had to give their baby back rib potato skins a try. Not so fantastic. Most of the time, the flavor of the barbecue just gets overshadowed by the potato skin. It takes a few eats to get that to taste something good. I thought Lay's, they're already at the contest again? This is already that time again, 2017, but I'm like, oh, this is kind of lackluster, because, there was only really two really out there picks, the, Brats and Beer, which is pictured. These, better than I thought they'd be, honestly. They're really good. The other choice, I thought would be, like, the Southwestern Queso. I thought, oh, this would be really good, too, but it's like, it's really spicy, and I'm gonna have to end up throwing that away. Like, the first one really meshes really well with the potato chip in itself. It almost made, like, a best of that month I had it. It was like that, so this is, like, an honorable mention, just the Beer and Brats. So I kind of hope this one wins the contest again. Weirdly enough, the only other new one I saw was a chip flavor I thought Lay's had already, because other chip brands do it. Salt and vinegar. I'm like, really? They haven't done a salt and vinegar yet, Lay's? That was a contest flavor they picked this year? I'm like, man. Slow year. And part 2 of the Oreos, I just got these like yesterday. These Marshmallow Peep Oreos. After the awesomeness that was the Rice Krispie Treat Oreos, you dial it back with this. It's good. I've just already had the best. So you've already given me 10, and you're making me dial back to like a 7. And now we get to the worst of the season. These these protein vegan zesty nacho. I've had vegan eats before this. It's just burnt taste, baked chips, and very spicy on top of that. I hate when people classify zesty as spicy. It's not the same fucking thing. Stop it! So I gotta prepare yourself for stuff like that. I'm like, spicy sometimes it's the other way around the other time, and you're like surprised. But now this is the but yeah, very like avoid these honestly. All right, but now to the best of the month, December. I had these cinnamon frosted flakes, and again, they brought these back as like the cinnamon crunchers with a K or something like that. But no, these I'd rather have a cereal that achieves its true form in milk instead of the other way around, and I think based on that, they were pretty good on their own, but like in milk, they were amazing. Just like regular Frosted Flakes, they're best in milk. Like they're good for snacking, but in milk, they're amazing. So they achieved their true form. And just for the sake of argument, we'll keep it simple. We'll call this form Cinna-Frieza. On the Pop-Tarts for January, I had the Dunkin' Donuts Pop-Tarts. The mocha was excellent. The vanilla latte, why bother? I don't know. I went back and saw like all these boxes of like unopened vanilla latte, but the chocolate was nowhere to be found. I'm like, yeah, as expected. But the mocha was excellent. But the winner, the best in January, was these chocolate caramel Pop-Tarts. Oh my god, put them in the toaster now. They're good already, but I seriously heat them. Like some work cold. It's like some work ice cold. Like the like I said, they had the last one I talked about, the Orange Crush ones. They tasted like Mica Nikes, but a pastry or something like that. I thought those were pretty good. But yeah, heated chocolate caramel, amazing. And finally, the best of February. Once again, this goes into there was another cereal. So wow, like two out of three the cereal ones got in there. But Girl Scouts tried to jump in on the Keebler success as well with their cereal. We had the Thin Mint, and it just like they were good for snacking, but I guess you can't translate it too well to cereal. I'm like, mint cereal? I'm like, I'm curious, but it didn't quite work out. It really falls apart in in milk. Unlike the caramel crunch, which is the best of both worlds, like outside and inside milk, it's just regarded as the best of the season. That and caramel Pop-Tarts, like those two, like December kind of started off. I almost wanted to say the Pringles I had. I forget what month I had them, but if that was December, they got like an honorable mention and were pretty good in that regard as well. So, but yeah, that's another 3 months down. I'll be back again. Now, if you'll excuse me, those chocolate shamrock shakes at McDonald's aren't going to drink themselves. Away I go!